I love you, Apple.
I love you,
What's smoking dragons? This is gonna be the hardest video I've ever had to make on my YouTube channel. I want to be honest with you guys and tell you what's been going on with me. As you can tell by the title, this is not going to be my usual videos. I'm usually very happy and I'm usually always laughing and making jokes, but the past 2 weeks have been the craziest weeks of my life. 2020 has been crazy enough already. My best friend died. And it feels weird even saying that aloud because I never thought at this young of an age I would be, dealing with friends' deaths. Like my dad always tells me, oh yeah, like I read the paper, like my friend died today. I always thought I'd be like 50 or something before I started hearing about having to deal with this kind of thing. But if you follow me on Instagram, you would have known. I posted about it a week ago. And it doesn't even feel like a week ago because time has just felt so long over the past couple weeks. But reading the comments, I just realized how many people are going through the same thing, and it really breaks my heart that so many people know this feeling because I wouldn't wish this upon anybody. My best friend April, who has been in a few of my YouTube videos. She was the piercer at my tattoo shop. I met her the first week I moved to LA. I walked into the biggest shop in Hollywood Boulevard and I was like, hire me. And everyone was really nasty to me. No one liked me because I was the youngest person there. I was the only person of color and it was just a nasty environment except for April. The first day she got there, she was crying. She broke up with her boyfriend and I literally just went up to her without even knowing her and we got along immediately. April and I were planning to make a dedicated YouTube video together. It was gonna be titled My BFF Turns Me Goth because she is just the goth queen. She called herself Big Titty Goth GF and I loved her so much. She was like the yin to my yang in so many ways and she taught me so much. She's been through so much. She would always text me after every video I posted even though she was too shy to film. She would always text me, like, I saw your video, oh my god, you're crazy, haha, that was so good. Like, one day we'll film one together. We were gonna film a video together. And I was so excited. And she literally posted on my Facebook wall like 3 days before she died. And sorry, I'm like all over the place right now. It's really hard trying to organize my thoughts and I'm gonna be saying a lot in this video. So, yeah. I found out literally through text message. The counter girl at our shop, she texted me and she was like, did you hear? And I'm like, hear what? She's like, about April. And immediately I kind of got a nasty feeling already because events had led up to, she was in a bad environment or whatever. Like she moved away and then she met this guy. Anyway, so yeah, she texted me and then I texted her boyfriend immediately. I was like, what happened? And he told me she took some oxys that were laced with fentanyl and then she took Xannies afterwards. She had severe pains. Like she had fibromyalgia, she had some uterus problems after giving birth to her third child. Like her pelvis is crooked. And so she took a lot of pain medication. So I knew that she was taking pain medications. And at first when I met her, I was really worried about her. But then she started smoking weed with me and I really thought everything was going to change. But, she had her own demons. I got back from the funeral yesterday and I found out a lot of details. So I found out that it was actually a suicide attempt. And I knew she had her demons. I found out that she had attempted multiple times after she moved and she just didn't survive the last one. She was in so much pain. And through all of the pain, she just kept telling herself, I got this, I'm gonna get through it. And she finally just couldn't go through it, man. That's why I don't really agree with the whole don't do drugs thing because that's kind of blaming them. That's kind of blaming them for making a choice that was purely out of desperation. Everybody has their vices. This one just happened to be more deadly. And in a situation like that, sometimes they've made up their mind, you know? All you can do is just be there for them as much as you can. Because when people are going through something like that, they don't always want to reach out, you know? When you say things like, oh, reach out to me anytime you need help. Well, some people, when they're so deep in their depression, they don't want to reach out because they don't want to feel like they're bothering people. And April, what she did, one of her coping mechanisms, just to be the best person she could to everyone else around her. And I just want to let you guys know that everyone is going through their own fight, you know? And your struggle is valid. Your depression is valid. Your feelings are valid. You know, sometimes your happiest friends are the most depressed ones. Painkillers just happens to be one of the worst vices because it's easy to get addicted to them. Because the feeling you get when you take them is just a great escape. Everyone has their own means of escape, you know? And I mean, aren't we all looking for some way to take the pain away? My best friend is gone. And I don't know how to deal with this. I don't know how to deal with this. This is the first time I'm ever dealing with anything like this. My grandparents are still alive. You know, I am, thankfully. And so I even have my grandma's like tattoo right here. Like, I don't know how to deal with anything like this. You know? We had the kind of friendship where whenever we were together, we would just be together, we would laugh, we would enjoy ourselves together. She was also a bit older than me, so she wasn't really like that into the social media thing, which, you know, is really nice to be around sometimes, just because other than tattooing, you know, social media is my other full-time job. And you know, she was just like the perfect, most organic, just pure person to be around. Like, I knew when she was around me, she didn't want anything from me. She didn't expect anything from me other than my time. And it's always gonna be something that like I will treasure for the rest of my life. She was my best friend. She was my best fucking friend. And everyone got so annoyed at us whenever we would just like laugh or like say our little inside joke things. And we didn't even give a fuck. Like, we moved to this other shop. We even moved tattoo shops together. And this girl at the other tattoo shop was like, oh, it's like the Kimmy and April show in here, because, you know, she was the head piercer. She was the most talented piercer I know. She pierced my nose. So every time I look in the mirror, I think about her. But yeah, it was like, oh, it's like the Kimmy and April show in here. So we haven't stopped saying it since. Like, Kimmy and April show, Kimmy and April show. And I know that can get annoying, but now it's still the Kimmy and April show, okay? It's still the Kimmy and April show. I've been really trying to distract myself over the past 2 weeks. I booked a trip to New York to do a little guest spot at a tattoo shop there, and that's been awesome. I booked myself out fully in like 12 hours. You guys booked me fully in like 12 hours. That's crazy. And I'm so thankful, and throwing myself into my art, just doing all these amazing tattoos and meeting you guys was the best distraction ever. But now that I'm back, I'm just kind of like dealing with all the emotions that I had been avoiding. And I remember my last day in New York, I cried because I felt like I was putting everything off. I was putting all my emotions into this little box, and I just was not about to open it. And now that I'm leaving, now that I left, I have to open it and I have to face it. All this is also happening on top of a bunch of other life stuff. As you can tell, I'm not in my apartment right now. That's because I'm going through a legal battle with my landlord. She decided to shut off my power because she found my YouTube channel. I know, I'm getting a lawyer, I'm getting all of that stuff. Like, I'm dealing with that. That's a whole separate video. But that sort of happened before I found out about April, and this whole April thing just like pushed me completely over the edge after like some other life stuff that I'm going through that I will be updating you guys on when I'm ready. I don't know how to deal with this. What do I do? What do I do? Like, my phone background is her, you know? She was on my close friends on Instagram. Like, I would always see her stories first on Instagram, and now I just look at her profile like all the time. She was top of my text thread all the time, and I'm still texting her number. Man, everything changed when she moved, dude. Like, she lived in LA for like 3 years, and she just moved. And then when she moved, she met this guy and she told me everything, and you know, I'm not gonna put all his business out there, but he had his own issues, and you know, the radar was going off inside of me like, oh, this is like something wrong, but she seemed happy. And then one time they broke up because of his issues, and you know, I was like, just move back, and she said she was moving back. I met up with her one last time before she was about to move back. And I wish I spent more time with her, dude. She wrote on my Facebook wall like 3 days before it happened, and I didn't call her back. I wanted to call her back. I know I shouldn't blame myself. I know it's bad. I know it's not my fault. But you know, when you lose someone like this, you just think about things like this. Like, what could I have done? You know, what could I have done more? What could I have said to her that would have made her last days? I don't know. The last thing she said to me was, I fucking love you. And I hear it in her voice all the time. We recorded this video before she moved to Portland, and it was just us being so sad and just talking about how much we loved each other. We stood outside my apartment building, and just cried for 2 hours talking about how like we were the only genuine people we've met since we've been in LA. How she was like my real friend, how we became best friends instantly. You know, people she was best friends with at the tattoo shop we worked at were jealous because I was her new best friend. But that's just how strong our friendship was. Like, I'm a very like, I mean, just look at me. Like, I'm a very like express myself kind of person. So when I love someone, I'm like, I love you, you know? And you know, I can't go back to work at that tattoo shop now. I mean, tattoo shops are closed now because of COVID, which is good because I don't think I could even step place in that shop without crying. Being in New York was awesome. It was awesome. I love New York. It's my second home. Getting away was the best thing I could have done that week. Throwing myself into work, you know, because that's one thing I love about tattooing. When I'm tattooing, literally nothing else in the world matters. I don't see anything else except for the tattoo. Oh my God, I don't know why I put makeup on this morning, because I knew I was probably gonna cry. I don't know, passing time, I guess, just distracting myself and holding out this video as long as possible. But I know a lot of you guys are also going through the same thing. Some of you have been going through the same things with people even closer than you, like a parent or a family member or something like that. And some of you are like me. So for some of you, this is new. Some of you had more traumatic experiences than me, you know what I mean? And I didn't realize how common like this experience was until I decided to post something on Instagram, and all of you started messaging me and commenting about like your similar stories and stuff, and it's crazy. And I'm so sorry if you're going through the same thing. This sucks. And I know that when you lose someone, the important thing is to keep their memory alive, to keep spreading their goodness, the good things they did, keeping their memory alive, keeping their legacy alive, and letting other people out there know that they're not alone. You're not alone. 2020, it's like God took the world and did this, you know? And God does everything for a reason. His plan is bigger than ours. We're just humans, we can't see. But in situations like this, you know, it's definitely hard. Like, why? You know, she had 3 kids, dude. She had 3 kids, 5, 11, and 14. And now that 5-year-old, he's autistic too, and he's gonna grow without a mom. And oh my God. I've been planning her funeral for the past couple of days. It's tomorrow. And I don't know how I'm going to get through that. I'm just gonna be a huge freaking mess, you know? And through this entire process, you guys have told me, you know, it doesn't get easier. It'll never get easier. You'll never get over it. No, that's what I meant to say. You'll never get over it. It just gets easier to deal with, and it gets easier to live without them. And that sucks to me, because for the past 3 years, through some of like the biggest move of my life, the biggest transition from my life, moving to LA. She has been there through the entire thing. My first job here, she was there. Honestly, like, she was one of the only like reasons I like look forward to coming to work. Like, everyone fucking hated me for like the longest time. It took me like 2 years to gain everyone else's respect after, you know, they had to like watch me for 2 years. But yeah, everyone at work didn't like my YouTube channel. They didn't respect my YouTube channel. But April stood up for me when I wasn't there. April shut people down whenever they tried to like come for me. She was just like the best friend, dude. Quintessential best friend. She'd never, ever put herself before anybody else. She would get home from a 9-10 hour shift and cook for her kids from scratch. She refused to buy the McDonald's. She refused to give them just like anything. She made sure they had greens, they had protein, they had carbs. And her kids are amazing. They're amazing. They don't have a dad, so she was doing this all by herself. And she was the most uplifting, confident person I have ever met. She has never been single for longer than a week, for as long as I've known her. First week I met her, she broke up with a boyfriend. A week later, she was with someone else. She was just so easy to love, you know? Like, her positivity just like poured out of her. She couldn't even help it. She was like this big mama bear. She gave everybody hugs. She treated her clients with the utmost love, care, and patience. If you've ever been in LA and you've gotten pierced by April at Highland Tattoo, you know. She kind of had a reputation after piercing in Hollywood for so long. She was amazing. She was a master piercer. Nose piercing didn't even hurt. I mean, it did, but like not as much as I thought it was gonna be. She just made everything so great, dude. Every time I would come to work feeling low because I had a fight with Brian or something like that, or just going through some shit of my own, she would always be there to uplift me, to tell me it gets better, to give me advice. Like, dude, she'd been through some shit. She'd been through rehab. She's been to prison. Like, I have so much to learn from her. Like, she had her first kid when she was the same age I was when we met. And, you know, she just always had so much advice for me. Like, she was a little older than me, but, like, she never talked down to me. She was never condescending. In so many ways, she, like, told me she looked up to me, you know? And you need friends like that in your life. You need friends who are going to boost you up when you can't even give yourself the confidence. And Lord knows I've been through that over the years. She's just the best, dude. And she was so shy to get on camera. So shy. Like, being on camera is just not her thing at all. But, you know, whenever she'd show up wearing no makeup, I'd be like, let me do your makeup. And I was like, dude, let's do this, like, on camera properly. Like, you could turn me goth, you know, I could do you and my makeup style, whatever this is. Can be dance style. And it would be like, oh, I was so excited for it. Like, when she was telling me about, like, oh, I'm moving back to LA, she was like, we should film. And I'm like, finally, is this happening? You know? If you look at my pranking my boyfriend with a fake tattoo video, she was in that. She's been in a lot of my Instagram lives, a lot of my Instagram pictures. Like, we were just Kimmy and April show, you know? So yeah. That's what I've been dealing with. Trying to deal with it, trying to keep the smile on my face. You know, I'm naturally just a very positive person, so out of every situation, I always look at, you know, the positive side. Like, you know, I'm losing my apartment, new leaf, you know what I mean? Now I get to start fresh, I get to redecorate my apartment, and it's not about the apartment, it's about, like, what I bring to it, you know what I mean? Like, there's always a good situation out of everything. But it's just kind of hard to find something good to come out of this. I mean, yeah, it'll make me stronger, but like, okay, God. And, you know, like, I don't blame God. Like, I'm a Christian, and I know that God does everything for a reason. His plan is greater than ours. I ask him to give me strength, to give me hope. I ask him to talk to her. You know, I know she's up there in heaven right now looking down at me. I still feel her presence, like, with me at all times. Like, I still wake up feeling this, like, April's gonna text me today. I still wake up feeling like I'm gonna see April this weekend. We're gonna get on FaceTime with her son. We're gonna go thrift shopping. Like, one of our tattoo shops was close to a Goodwill. We would go to Goodwill all the time and come back with like $5 worth of like nonsense. She was the only one at the shop that would eat McDonald's with me because everyone else was all, we're LA, we're healthy. Man, she was a great cook too, man. Her style was styling. She was a walking museum, man. She had all these tattoos. She had a whole corpse bride, like Tim Burton leg sleeve. She had Medusa. She had like a two-headed like a skeleton, which represents the 2 babies that she lost. Yeah, I told you she'd been through some stuff. So she's up there in heaven with all of them right now. I still hear all her advice. You know, I guess, like, out of all this, like, now I'm taking her words more seriously with all the advice that she's given me, because sometimes I can be stubborn as fuck. Like, sometimes people give me advice and I'll be like, okay, cool, that's a cool suggestion, but let me figure it out on my own, you know? Or maybe this is me figuring it out on my own. Oh my God, like, and I really feel like God took me out of that apartment and made all that crazy stuff with the landlord happen just so it would keep me moving, keep me distracted. Well, it's working, I guess. I miss her though so much. Every night before I go to bed, I think about her, talk to her, I text her every day. But yeah, I don't know. Sorry, like, my thoughts are all so jumbled right now. I literally just came on camera and was like, facts, sad, tears. You know, and I don't want to be this negative person to you. I don't want to be like a source of negativity or sadness. Instead, I want you guys to watch this video and know that I am strong. I will get through this. This is the hardest thing I've had to go through, but I will get through this. However long it's gonna take me through this process. I'm so glad I have my family to help me, you know. They don't live here, so we're just texting, but you know, it's something. I'm staying at my manager's house right now. Gotten to know my manager on a more personal level because up till this point it's just been purely business. You know, her kids love me. I'm in her daughter's room right now. You know, there's toys and stuff around. You know, and which means like while I've been here, I haven't been able to like smoke weed or drink or anything like that. So I really just had to deal with all of this, like just cold reality style, just raw dog Nick. I'm in talks with my cosmetics business coming back. Like, April was the first person to test my Halloween drop. I brought it to work and I was so excited and I gave her the black one. Anyways, you see what I mean? Like, everything reminds me of her, literally. I look at my face, I think about her. I tattooed her throat, dude. Tattooed her leg. There's still a bunch of unfinished tattoos on her body that we never got to finish. But I guess we'll finish it when I get to heaven. So yeah. You are not alone, guys. If you're dealing with this, you're not alone. You will get through this, you know? Like someone told me, you'll never get over it. You won't get over it, I'll be honest with you. But it will get easier. It will get easier. It will get easier to live without them. It sucks. It sucks. I'm not gonna lie, it sucks. It sucks. It sucks so bad. Literally, whenever I would feel anything close to this kind of sadness, she would be the person I text, you know? So, definitely sucks. But, you know, you're not alone. You're not alone. There are so many people out there who are going through exactly the same thing as I'm going through. Even worse, you know? Even younger. You know, at least I'm an adult now dealing with all of this. I can't even imagine what the kids have to deal with. Yeah, we were like in our own little world, man. And this world's getting a little lonelier without her in it. But I will overcome. I will turn this sadness into strength. I don't know what I'm gonna do. But all of this sadness, I'm not just gonna let it fester inside me. I'm gonna turn it into, I don't know, channel it into my tattoos, channel it into taking her advice and applying it to my life and keeping my head up high no matter what. Because in this life, nothing is going to be perfect. In fact, you should expect everything to go wrong. But through all of that, you know that God's got you. You know you have yourself, and if you stay strong, if you become the best friend for yourself, you can get through anything. You know, you're not going to need anybody else. She told me that. And now those words just resonate in such a different way. Oh my God. Please treasure your friends, guys. If they move away and, you know, we're all adults, we all have our own things going on. Everyone's going through their own shit. So if you get a call or a random Facebook memory tag or like whatever, and they moved away or whatever, and you guys don't get to spend as much time as you used to, like, call them, please. Call them, check on your friends, value your friends, treat your friends like today was their last day on earth. It's gonna be okay, guys. It's gonna be okay. I'm saying this to you guys, and I'm also saying it to myself. It's gonna be okay. I am strong. She would not want to see me like this. And I used to like laugh whenever people would say stuff like that. She wouldn't want to see you like this. She would want you, but no, she would not want to see me like this. It would make her sad to see me like this, you know? I'm going to take her advice to heart. I'm going to think about her words every day. I'm going to apply it to my life. I will continue spreading positivity in her honor, in her name. I'm going to keep spreading joy the way she taught me. I'm going to live like her. You know, when I have kids one day, I'm gonna cook them food from scratch every single day, no matter how tired I am. I'm going to be the person that she always told me I could be. We were gonna open our own tattoo shop someday. You know what? I might just call it April Tattoo. Who knows? She's pierced some of the biggest YouTubers too. She's pierced Cameron Dallas. She's pierced, not David Dobrik, but like, I don't know, a whole group of them came into the shop one day and someone got pierced. One thing she always told me, that in a world of darkness, that I was her light. And so that's what I'm gonna be. I'm gonna keep being out here. I'm gonna keep doing my thing. I'm gonna keep tattooing. I'm gonna keep doing my art. I'm gonna keep doing everything I do. My makeup business, my CBD stuff, I'm gonna keep making YouTube videos. I'm gonna keep spreading positivity and light. I'm gonna be the light that she knew I was. Life is a bitch, but so are we. So are we, and crazy bitches fight. She knows I want to change the world someday, and I'm gonna do it in her honor. I'm gonna live in her honor, walk in her light. I'm gonna keep inspiring people to push more, to want more, to break free of all the expectations that people have of you, all the judgments of the world. I'm gonna keep pushing for everyone to chase your dreams. I love you guys so much, so much. When I say keep breathing fire, keep pushing forward. Keep being the light. Keep being the fire. Dragons don't die. They go down in history. And every so often, every 1,000 years, a dragon sheds its scales. It's a new age of the dragon. I'm here for it. And I'm gonna be strong. I'm not gonna be weak and let this depression overtake me. I'm not gonna let it like keep me up in this room being sad for myself. I'm gonna use this as fuel, as inspiration, as motivation. And I hope that all of you guys who are going through the same thing can do the same for your loved ones. Because April's right. You gotta be the light in the darkness. This world is turning on its head right now. And it's easy to be sad. It's easy to just be comfortable and wallow in it. But you can't. You can't stay in that forever. You can. You actually have to. You have to feel your emotions, but you can't stay there. You know, April taught me that. So, I love you guys so much. The messages that you guys have been sending me are just overwhelming. I love you. I've been saying it, and to this day, I still believe the Dragon Clan is one of the most positive communities on the internet. With all the darkness, all of you guys, I see you all uplifting each other. When someone comments, I've been through this, y'all comment back with advice, with stories, with love. I love it. So let's keep that up, you guys. If you're also feeling the same thing, please vent in the comments. The Dragon Clan is a judgment-free zone. Just know in the future, if you see me come out with like a sponsored video or like a fun video or something like that, I'm still feeling this pain. You know, I'm still feeling this. I'm just learning to live with it and learning to let it strengthen me. I can do this, and so can you guys. I love you guys so fucking much. Tell your friends you love them. Tell your family you love them, even if you haven't talked to them in ages. I can guarantee you they need to hear it. Love you guys. I love you so much. Keep breathing fire, my little dragons. And until next time, stay high. I mean that in spirits. And, you know,